YouTube fam, never Torpid fam. It's Torpid here. We shaved the stash. We got a clean fade. If you haven't seen my other videos, go have a look. You'll know what I'm talking about. I've had a lot of people come to the stream talking about if they should come back to World of Warcraft to PvP. And I've had quite a few people in the comments talk about gearing in PvP. People coming into the chat, into the YouTube comments and saying, what kind of enchants are you getting? What kind of gear are you getting? This gear versus that gear. And what I want to do, the same thing I do in all my videos, is make a clear, concise video of what to spend your time on and to really clarify to everybody who's listening that this is the time to PvP. It's never been faster and it's never been more simple to maintain. Yes, you heard me. Easy to maintain. Take a couple days off, you will not fall behind. So listen closely. I'm going to walk you through everything that I think is important, explain it in Torpid terms so that you understand, and really paint a picture. If you have anybody who's new to World of Warcraft or thinking about coming back, I'm going to be sharing this in my chat. Please send on this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what you guys want next. RBG videos are finally going to be coming for you guys. Stay tuned as we get into the bracket. We've been doing view RBGs on our stream every day. The RBG guides are coming. So as always, if you want to keep it never Torpid, in-game and out, you got to want it for yourself and then for others. All right, that's the key. So enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one on stream tomorrow, because every day for the rest of your life, I will be live. Thank you, guys. All right, guys. I think this is super important to clarify early. You first have to get to level 70. Obvious, I know. Why am I even talking about this, Torpid, if you know? And listen, for anybody who might be returning to World of Warcraft, getting from 60 to 70 on any class has never been easier. Very early on into the campaign, you're going to get a dragon, just like this one. So Druid, which is my class, used to be the best. I could shift into water form, to flight form, to shallow form. I could go anywhere I wanted. Now, I have no chance of beating this dragon around. This dragon you're going to get allows you to fly around in between your quests at an absolute absurd speed. So now you go from each quest extremely fast. You get the dragon very early on. You'll use the campaign to 68.5 out of 70 level term-wise. A couple BGs and a couple dungeons and you're 70. So super important. If you didn't think you had the time to level and you're not even worried about the gearing, the time to level is easy. It's fast and fun because it's new, and it's exciting because you absolutely cruise on this dragon, and that time in between quests is shortened, and you will get 70. So, had to cover that. Let's move on to the honor gear. Alright, the honor set. The set you get as soon as you get level 70, and the set that is extremely strong from the beginning. No more jumping into raided situations and being far behind. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. Am I going to edit that out? Absolutely not. You're going to walk up to the Guardian here. You're going to click Points of Interest once you've gotten level 70 and made it to the Dragon Main City. Gladiator's Refuge. I happen to position myself pretty close to it. It's right here on the left of the map. You're going to run in there. Travel Form, Wild Charge. You're going to head over here. The viewers are waiting, Torpid. Make the video faster. Once Travel Form ends... Oh, I'm going to travel all the way. No, dash quickly. My dash is on CD. Couldn't do it. Listen, once you hit level 70, you're going to farm Battlegrounds for honor gear. Let me move my camera up here. Now, this is super important, and if you hear anything, hear this. The honor gear is extremely strong in raided Battlegrounds, in arenas, in solo shuffle. You know how you used to get honor gear, but it was garbage compared to other things, and then those other things, those other pieces, depending on your CR, they got upgrades, and all of a sudden, when you want to start playing the game, you're down here, and I play 12 hours a day, and I'm up here. No more. I promise you, listen. When you get the honor gear, the first thing you're going to notice, you're probably thinking this is, it says Torpid. Right there, it says upgraded item 1 out of 5. What do you mean there's no upgrades? Very clearly, this gear at 1 out of 5 will upgrade to 411 in PvP, no matter what. The upgraded level is only for PvE. So if you're a PvPer and you get extra honor, you could upgrade your honor gear so that it increases its out of combat item level to start PvE a little bit stronger. But in PvP, you truly just need the full 411 honor set. So you get to level 70, you're excited, you do Battlegrounds, you do arenas, you do solo shuffles, you get your gear. Once you're in 411 gear, you're almost done. There is a couple things I'm going to show you. There's some min-maxing that I'm going to show you. But I want to say this. If you're 411, you can come play RBGs with me anytime. You can come play Arena with me anytime. It really is that easy. And if you're watching this 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, you're probably a little behind on the Conquest gear. But that Conquest cap's going to be there. And you're only a couple of item levels behind. If you're watching this 3 weeks in the future, my character might be 416 eye level. Your character's 411. That's a 5 item level difference, which it does add up, but barely, but hardly. So guys, I'm telling you, getting to level 70 is easy. Getting the 411 set is easy. And just getting the 411 set is enough to log in every single day and just PvP. I promise you. So I got to say that again. Getting a 411 honor set at level 70 is enough to log in and join a group. I'm going to show you the little ways to improve, and I'm going to show you how it improves weekly throughout the rest of the video, what kind of enchants to get and things like that. But if I could get one thing, connection here, it really is that simple. Get level 70, get a full honor set, and start enjoying PvP today. Let's go through the min-maxing and the other little things that they have added, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about, how they complement each other. But I've said it enough. It's that easy. Alright guys, we just went through the honor gear. Now during this week, they have actually set the conquest cap. That's right, we're going to talk about the conquest gear. If you didn't know, it goes honor gear and then conquest gear. And there's one other piece of gear that we're going to talk about at the very end. Because I want to keep this video simple, and I want to really connect to the people that maybe don't have a lot of time and that really love PvP, but they're getting shit done in real life. Alright, so listen up. This is our buddy here, Selthrex. He was the honor quartermaster. I just showed you how to get to them perfectly a couple minutes ago. If you skipped it, get back there. This guy over here, Keldrax, his twin brother, is the conquest vendor. Now, currently, this week, you can get up to 1350 conquest. Next week and every week forward will be 550. Now, if you start 3 weeks from now, you will be able to get all the conquest you've missed. So, again, you might be down a piece or two, but nothing game-changing. And by the time you catch up to the people with those pieces in CR, you'll be able to buy them yourselves. So listen up. I just told you that the honor set is 411. You can see right there in the middle of the screen, the blue Crimson Aspirant's polearm goes to 411. The Crimson Gladiator Staff, the elite gear, is 424. So there's a 13 eye level difference from the base honor to the conquest gear. Now the conquest gear also only upgrades for PvE. There's no CR upgrades. There's nothing. Just ignore it. Just assume you know nothing and trust this. Once you buy this piece of conquest gear, there is nothing further in the game right now that you have to get. So after a couple of weeks of getting your conquest gear, I guess maybe 2 months or so, you will be done and able to just PvP. And the thing is, the people that are playing the game right now, they're only a piece of gear ahead of you. That's it. And you can get that piece of gear and catch up that simply. You're going to. So, I really don't have a lot to touch on here. The honor gear is 411 and strong. Right now, you could buy one piece of gear if you wanted to. But you don't have to. I'm personally going to wait for next week because something else that I'm going to talk about might drop loot for me next week. So coming up, you'll hear about the vault. But I'm at a loss for words here. I don't know what to talk about. You get the 411 honor gear and you're caught up. You can now play competitive PvP against anybody. As you play that competitive PvP, not as an underdog at all, you will buy your conquest gear and be caught up. I guess I'm done. I didn't write any notes. Like, that's it. So let's go on to, once you have the honor gear and as you're working towards your conquest gear, let's talk about the couple other little things that spice it up and do make a tiny difference. But really, guys, the difference is so small that I'm telling you, like, you're done at honor gear and weekly upgrading conquest gear. Come PvP with me, please. All right, guys, so I mentioned getting your honor gear and then slowly over the weeks coming getting your conquest gear. There is another system. If you know what the vault is from Shadowlands, then you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't, Blizzard has added a vault. And what the vault is for starters, it's located at the bank. So you click on our guard pal here and click bank. Head on into the bank. And then right here on the right side is this big looking thing right here. And this is the vault. Now the vault is, it's essentially something fun that Blizzard has added that gives you a bonus piece that you don't have to go loot, but of course it's random. What I mean by that is, if I move my camera again, you're always in the way, Torpid. If I move my camera again, you will see that, sorry, let me slow that down. If I go to my Great Vault under my player versus player, or under my dungeons, except I haven't done any dungeons. So if I go to my vault under player versus player, because I guess we're PvPers here anyways, your Great Vault rewards, you will see that all 3 of these are highlighted. And what that means is I got 5,000 honor from doing rated battlegrounds or arenas. And if you're new to the game, they added a solo shuffle, a solo queue game. So this used to be sometimes hard to get because you had to find arena partners or you had to find RBGs. But now you can get at least 1 vault by just doing 2 solo shuffles or winning 2 solo shuffles. So what's going to happen is next reset, today is Saturday night. On Tuesday, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to come into the vault here. And these 3 slots will not have this beautiful white glowy thing. Instead, they will have 3 different random pieces of gear and I'll be able to select them. So I talked about how I didn't spend my Conquest gear. I don't want to buy a piece of Conquest gear this week that might be in the vault next week. So personally, I'm waiting. I actually usually wait about 2 weeks. And the reason being is because the gear doesn't make that much of a difference. As I mentioned, if you have 2 more pieces of gear than me, you're not going to stomp me out. So what I think that is an extremely smart tactic is I wait 2 weeks to see if my weapon will drop, because a weapon costs 1,800 Conquest. If a weapon drops in your vault, a 2-hander anyways, that's 1,800 Conquest you can get here for free, and that's 1,800 I can put towards my other items. So I'm a little bit greedy, but it's not that greedy because the gear doesn't upgrade. So yes, it's a couple item levels higher, but it's not going to make that big of a difference. So do whatever you want, but this is the vault. Every week you get honor from doing your rated PvPs, and then the next week you come here and get a piece. And again, let's say you miss a week, so you don't get a vault because you haven't done any rateds. The chances that somebody gets a piece that they need are pretty low. So there's only sort of a chance people are getting ahead of you. And again, if they're getting ahead of you, it hardly matters. Now I want to show you guys something funny. I didn't know where the vault was, so I wrote in trade chat, where's the vault? Look at this. This guy down here, let me turn on my little my cursor. This guy says in the bank. I'm just like you guys, you know, looking. He wrote in the bank. I wrote thank you. I said right hand side. I'm just like you guys, searching around, asking for help, making sure I bring you the right information. Shout out to trade chat for making sure we knew where the vault was. I haven't opened one yet this season, so I hadn't looked for it. I'm just in the battleground. I got a killer mine. That's all I'm in. But this is the Great Vault. Every week you do rated PvP, you collect honor, and then you have a chance for a piece next week. Really quickly, the same is true for PvE. If you do PvE content, you will get vaults as well. So it's a system for PvP and PvE that gives you loot. It's really fun, especially if you do all the content. You get a lot of choices and really strong gear. But for PvP, again, if you miss a vault, you're not going to be behind. I don't even know what else to talk about in this video. I just want you guys to know how easy it is to get PvP gear, where the things are, and how they work, and that's it. All right, so I mentioned there's some additional things. One thing you should know is right here on the map in the Dragon City is a gentleman called Clerk Scarvel. And Clerk Scarvel is a new feature in the game where I can come here without having any professions and tip somebody to craft something for me. So you'll see if I go to armor, there's 2 pieces of PvP gear you can have crafted that is best in slot. All you need is the spark from your weekly quest. So you guys are going to get a weekly quest, and it's going to have a spark, and you can craft a helmet and boots. Currently, you can only get the boots. So you'll see right here, my freaking Torpid, get out of the way. You'll see right here that these boots increase to 424 in arenas and battlegrounds, which is the Conquest level gear. So again, you can catch up extremely fast, and it reduces CC by 5%. I'm going to click on this. It's going to show me the materials I need. The spark you get from a weekly quest. The primal chaos are from doing RBG and arena content. These are just mats you can farm yourself by skinning them or looting them, or you can buy them in the auction house. You enter your message here. Please make YouTube the best pair of boots. Spelt everything wrong. Missed it by that much. You put a timer for your duration. You put a commission. You pay the guy $1,000, and he'll make you these boots. I'm currently wearing them. You throw them on. Boom. Another piece of gear. Done. That fast. Simple. Then you can go to armor. Go back to headpiece. And there's also a cowl. Oh, sorry. I lied. There's a spirit's hood. That increases to 424. Now, I don't have this one yet, but that's the second one you make. And that's it. Let's keep the video shorter. You make those two pieces. That's this part of the video. All right, guys. Again, actually, you know what? Enchantments are huge, especially your weapon enchantments. So, not minor, but you don't have to farm enchantments. You just buy them. The first enchantment I want to cover is something that's new, at least to me. If you notice, my neck piece has 3 different slots on it there. 70 mastery, 33 verse, 70 mastery, 33 verse. I want to show you guys how I did that. You're going to go to the auction house. You're going to go to item enhancement. My webcam's not in the way this time. Go down to neck. And then there's going to be these 3 at the top. Now, this season, or this expansion, each enchantment has a gem beside it. You can see there's a bronze gem, 2 silver gems, and 3 gold gems there. Now, this is just the quality. For the neck piece, just listen and trust me here. What you're going to do is buy 2 silvers and 1 gold. Then you're going to go to your mailbox and you're going to put both silvers onto your neck and then a gold onto your neck. And you're going to have 3 empty slots to put gems into. In case you're brand new, let me move my cam. You're going to close item enhancements. And you're going to go down to gems, and you're going to press search. And again, you know everything that's in Dragonflight is going to have these 3 gems beside them or 2 gems. Now, what I recommend, especially for somebody just coming new, and especially for us PvPers, it's obviously best to get the 3 golds. But at least in the time I'm making this video, the 3 golds are selling a lot. So compare them from the level 1 bronze to the 2-star silver to the 3-star gold. And don't be discouraged if you can't afford the 3-star gold for some things. Personally, until I get my Conquest gear, I'm buying the cheaper enchants so that I'm still keeping up with everybody. But I want to get those final pieces, and especially since those final pieces are so permanent, you want to buy the most cost-effective things. So there is a neck enchant, and that's really the hardest one to explain. Other than that, everything else is pretty straightforward. You're going to buy gems to put in any gear slots that have a gem slot, aka the neck, like you're going to have. And then you're just going to go to item enhancements. If you want to get an enhancement for your chest, you're going to search chest. You're going to press just the search button, and you're going to see the list here. So if you want to know what the best enchant is for your class, I recommend check PvPing or WoW armoring. A player of high skill in PvP, you can search the WoW ladder by just typing RBG 10v10 or Arena 3v3. Find a player that plays your class, or go to a stream, come to my stream, go to somebody's stream and ask them, hey, what stat priority are you running? What are you going with enchants? I don't know the best enchant route yet, so I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I'm never going to do that, guys. I'm trying a little bit of Versus Fair, a little bit of Mastery. I want to try Haste, so I'm trying with it all. But make sure you guys enchant your gear, and hopefully you found the neck thing extremely useful because it was brand new and super confusing, and somebody helped me with that. And then just go down the list and get the enchants. Some of them have leech, some of them have speed. Some of the cheaper ones just have the stat and no leech or speed. But that leech or speed, it's awesome to have, but you're not going to lose without it if you can't afford it yet and want to wait for your other pieces of gear. So make sure you get your gear enchanted. Alright guys, really fun tip if you just got to level 70 or maybe didn't know this. In the PvP vendor area where we've been in the entire time in the Gladiator's Refuge, there's a guy standing in the corner named Sergeant Wilson. This is the new mercenary Duder Magooter. What that means is if your faction is overpopulated, so on this server, I've switched to my Horde Druid, and there's so many Hordes. So when I queue a BG, the queue times are longer because there's not that many ally. If you come to Sergeant Wilson, and your server, it might be the opposite, but on this server, if I come to Sergeant Wilson, I can fight alongside the Alliance to either get faster queues, or maybe the Alliance just happens to win more, or to maybe a couple of my friends are on Alliance. So he's reading here. You'll see I get a debuff at the top. I get the Mercenary contract. Upon entering a battleground, I will appear as the Alliance. It'll actually race change me Just wanted to throw that tip in and show you where the new one is since the last one has been moved. Alright, the last thing I'm going to cover is, of course, important. If it's in the game and it's related to PvP, it's important. However, I really wanted to drive home the fact that if you did everything else in this video, got a full base honor set, slowly upgraded to Conquest, slowly enchant the best enchants onto the Conquest gear, and okay enchants onto your honor gear. Go craft your boots after you've done the weekly and gotten enough primals. Get those boots, and then a week from now, you'll get the helmet. Once you've done that, there is another way to min-max your gear to get different priorities. What I mean by that is on Feral Druid, if I want more mastery, some of the Conquest and Honor gear pieces might not give me the option for mastery. So they have added a World PvP vendor, which is really cool. Now, I wanted to keep this video about PvP rated, but if you like World PvP, there is a place for you. There's a lot of World PvP quests going on, and those quests actually allow you to get one piece of Drake Breaker's gear, which is 421. So the Honor gear is 411, the Conquest gear is 424, and the World PvP gear is actually quite relevant at 421. Now, the reason I left it to last is because you can only get one of these every week, and I didn't want to overwhelm you guys because I wanted you to see how easy it was to do everything else. Once you've done everything else, and now that you've seen how easy it is, if you want, you can go do World PvP to help min-max your stats. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm probably going to wait a couple of weeks before I even do this. I like to just get on in PvP. However, as this season progresses and more stats become more relevant and I want more mastery, and there is a 424 Conquest piece, like a shoulder pad, that doesn't have the mastery, losing 3 item levels to go down to a 421 piece that gives you the mastery can be hugely beneficial to a lot of classes. So the World PvP part of the game, if you like that, you should go do it. But I wanted to explain that you don't have to do it. The other thing that I want to lock into stone right now is, if you look on the screen, you'll see there's a 2 set, a 4 set, and a 6 set for the World PvP gear. This does not work in rated PvP. It only works in World PvP. So don't be thinking, oh, I need this tier set. And again, that's why I wanted to leave it to last. What you can do is have full honor gear, get your vault pieces, and work on your conquest, and you can play the game perfectly fine. And then at whatever point you want, you can do World PvP, and every week you can get a piece of World PvP. Keep in mind that the World PvP gear does not count for the jewelry, so your rings, your trinkets, your neck. So it's only the weapon, the shoulders, the cloak, a couple pieces. So it is an important part to get the right stat priority at max gear or on the way, or if you like World PvP, but it's not mandatory, and that's why I wanted to leave it to last. So guys, I want to take this video, send it to your friends if they're new to the game. It's really a lot of me explaining and driving home the fact, but this is what I'm doing in my chat every day when someone tells me I don't have a lot of time. I want you guys to keep it never torpid in real life. I want you getting promoted, you know, girlfriends, boyfriends, marriage, dogs, animals, traveling. I think that a PvP game, World of Warcraft should have a little bit of progress as an MMO, but a PvP game, us PvPers, we want to log in and we want to battle, and there's never been a better time to get on, catch up, and be caught up. And then you continue to catch up by just playing the game. You never have to be a certain rating again. You're not going to get declined to as many groups. You're going to have the gear, and nobody cares about what rating you are because the rating is really not relevant to the gear anymore. And just because the team has more gear than you, they will not wipe you. And you just got to come to twitch.tv/Torpid, see it in action, ask me any questions, let me know in the comments if everything made sense. Sometimes I miss something. You guys have been super helpful on YouTube to say, Torpid, you forgot about this. If I missed something, let me know in the comments. I'm only here to give you guys the right information in the Torpid tone so that I can help promote like the game that I love and RPGs and arena and PvP that I love, because some people are deterred from the old ways. So as always, if you want to keep it never torpid in game and out, you got to want it. We'll be live tomorrow. Thank you guys for all the YouTube support. Let me know what kind of video you want next. I'm going to do RPG videos, but if there's anything you're stuck on or have questions about or you're not seeing, please tell me. Thank you guys. Have a great week.